We'll roll with some roundrel Cruci 12. It should be pretty hard. We do get starting, short fuse, or debuff distract. Both are great. Round guard's also amazing, honestly. All three of them are great. I think I will just go short fuse. It's a classic. Our bombs do increase damage because of Cruci 12, but having short fuse just opens up a few dual ways. And debuff distractor is usually pretty solid, but definitely requires some synergies, which I may not be trying to do. Since like a more gold focused run, for example, is I feel like probably more likely than a more debuff oriented one. But I certainly enjoy both of them, so I wouldn't be surprised if I end up doing either. It's just you need synergies for the debuff distractors to get you good value. A lot of the time I feel like this class doesn't really need the round guard value. And then what was the alternative? Oh yeah, short fuse. Short fuse is just pretty easy to get value off of. I think that honestly you expect it if you take a short fuse. There'll be matches where you're just appreciative of it. And there'll be matchups where you may like it a bit less than normal. It looks like we just go right. I think I will ignore that chest. See what I can achieve off of the back of a lot of question marks. Because Finley could give us what we want. It really could. It's just a question of if it will. Because there are a lot of events that can absolutely make a run, and there are even more events that can absolutely break a run. So it's just a question of how lucky we get. Name of the game, eh? Would have enjoyed some more gold, but I must admit, losing no health certainly is pretty nice, isn't it? Really nice. Right, let's make sure you're taken care of. Short fuse makes it much easier to just guarantee the bomb hit. Now we've got that one bomb hit, we'll discard the terrible because terrible can slip right past even with short fuse. Whereas Pebble is basically guaranteed to pop that bomb. And this time is over. Which is nice. Some transparency as well. It's always nice to get transparency on things, just to pass through debuff hits. Alright. Pretty much finishes things out, doesn't it? Actually less damage on that transparency than I thought, but thanks to the power of bombs, transparency has created a breakpoint. Since of course they are 220 health, slightly more than the oh wait. Slightly more as well again because the bombs do reduce damage. Okay, this is handy. I do not want to play for an Obelisk build, not on this class. Could definitely be good. There are definitely times where you'd want to on this class, but for the most part, there are definitely other things I'd prefer to do, and other classes that I'd prefer to run a Pebble comp on. After all, it's great tempo, but turning it into a good late game can be a bit harder. Infernorbs are actually an orb that I do like to consider from time to time. If I had enhanced gunpowder over short fuse, I would have considered them more deeply. But that's because it's basically a short fuse in that scenario. That's what Inferno is best for, honestly. It's because the high damage is nice, but if you want that kind of damage, just pick a different orb which doesn't do self damage to you as well. Like for example, Rub is the best direct comparison. Rub is just amazing after all. Definitely one of my favorite orbs. It's going to be a bit painful though, as expected, but it seems that short fuse is not really helping out all that much with my ability to pop bombs, is it? Since my digging capabilities are not quite working out. If I could get 2 bombs here, that would be beautiful. Right, that was actually a very good swing. I just have to discard this. At least he's not getting 2 turns, right? But we are definitely going to lose a very impressive chunk of health there. Especially due to that refresh placement. Let's just line that up properly. There we go. I needed to go straight down. Claim as much exploitable value as possible. Again, just got to claim as much exploitable value as possible. Is definitely the best debuff from this point onwards. And Bramble is definitely the worst. Even a contest. Although transparency is obviously also not exactly the most handy, but oh damn it. I was hoping I would have slightly more. Transparency is at least fun to stack up. Landing Bramble on an enemy that's immediately in front of you, I'm not a big fan of that, shall we say. Short stack, Vitamin C. I like both of them. If you can't hit the crit, short stack is cripplingly bad. Can't hit the crit though. It allows you to tear through bosses faster, which is very handy. I think it is just Vitamin C. It's just a good relic. Should be able to get value from it. Baseline, I think in a lot of fights you can just presume it to be +1 dodge, and +1 dodge is fine. Fine. Alright, I do want to try and open up this now though. Damn it, I moved at the last second. Gotta get my bombs sometime soon after all, and sooner rather than later. Not exactly looking like that, is it? There we go, one, perfect. And a second. Oh god, it's dangerously close to that refreshy. Should be able to pull off this bounce. No, too high, but okay, it's fine, We're all good. Honestly, I don't lose much from that at all, actually. Perfectly fine. Just want to remove this refresh. Nice. It's just not in a very good spot. That is still not a good spot, but I think it's better. Let's try and get in here. If I get a crit, this is just such a huge deal, and if I don't, then it'll be very unfortunate, that's for sure. I do want to shoot 1-2. To be able to get a kill before I need to reload after all. Let's try and get in again. Just missed, but honestly, with the way that shot turned up, perfectly acceptable. This should just get a guaranteed kill. Alright, nice. Barely lost any health there comparatively. The vitamin C helped out a ton. 54 gold as well. Cookbook, bag of orange pegs. But definitely just going to take a cookbook. We need that extra AoE damage. It would have made a massive improvement for both of those elite fights, wouldn't it? Right. Apparently I made the right call picking up the Alchemist cookbook, eh? Right. I can't think of a better two passive combination to get. Like, if I was talking about the best possible hits, I would have mentioned Alchemist Cookbook and Popping Corn. The healing and... Oh, sorry, I'm just a bit speechless. Let's slow things down. I'm going to go for the roll as much as I can, I think. Less worried about trying to take care of these plants, purely because this map is actually really good for trying to get as much Popping Corn value as possible. We'll make sure to get it this time around, though. And... oh my god. Sorry, this is just so insane. Let's just slow down. Short Fuse plus Enhanced Gunpowder is one of the best combos in the game. One of the best solo passives in the game is Popping Corn. I just got a treasure chest which was Enhanced Gunpowder, claimed the free passive, into Popping Corn. And I've already got an Alchemist Cookbook, which is ridiculous. And Vitamin C is just nice to have. Nothing crazy, but I don't need it to be. The setup we have is crazy right now. Sure, I don't have the most health, like I'm down to what, 40? But that health number is gonna go up. And so nice. This is very, very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Oh, 2 health off. Damn it. Certainly would have been nice to pull off, but seems like it was ever so slightly off. I'll grab this roll just for the heal. I believe a bomb should be easily accessible now. Yeah, perfect. As expected. And then I'll go for the next roll. Alright, that's just how it works. Good stuff. Constantly getting my health back up, so I'm not actually losing health. In the meantime, enemies are basically guaranteed to die, just because the power of Enhanced Gunpowder Short Fuse is crazy. Man, this is just a bit ridiculous. Oh my god, and then another thing that I totally just noticed. It's activated for the text on Popping Corn, which, like, yeah, I knew it was activated, but that's just crazy with this combo. Spinning back, honestly. Actually not bad here. I think it's best not to take that hedge, though. 1. Let's just grab it and move on. Just grab some more gold then. Why not, hey? That's 2 gold there. Might matter. Probably won't. Collusion. I do love a good collusion. Oh, we got Flation as well. Good stuff, and Hagglin Sat, and Reaction. I just like the store here. Just some decent stuff. It's also a collateral damage. If I had slightly more gold, it would be extremely good here. But I just don't need it. The late game of just Alchemist Cookbook, Short Fuse, Enhanced Gunpowder is enough for any boss. Especially Betsy. Oh my god, it's been ages since I've had such a free fight for this fight. Because look at this, I just get to do this with Terrible, and suddenly, they're all gone. That is awesome. I prefer to keep those bombs active though, but oh well. Cool. We are in such a good spot, it's crazy. I have Flation, I really want to hit those bombs. Unfortunately I missed, but I still got 12 gold. Flation is just such a good relic. Like, 4 times gold? Do not mind if I do. Double bomb, please. Thank you. It's nice just to get the extra 46 damage onto him. That adds up. Since this is a very slow fight. Oh, we got the classic thing. I think that's a bug, like, surely, right? How can it be both caught and not caught? Is the question, eh? Damn it. And the Terrible is so useless when it gets caught as well because it's small. But I really want to pop that Vine. So that we get our bombs added to the board. The crit is also very nice just because of the illusion. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. Get rid of you and perfect. And I say hopefully that hits more vines, and it did. Oh, that was not what I thought it would do. Gotta handle these vines immediately, don't I? I'll go for this shot because I think that works, yep. And that's not a shot you can pull off on any other orb as well. It's specifically a terrible thing with how small it is there, it could actually pull it off. Nice, I just wanted the vines popped. And I barely wasted any damage as well, perfect. Can you aim through the pegs? Can you aim through these pegs? No. But you can do that, which that worked flawlessly, perfect. Here I got caught, which technically not ideal, but definitely acceptable. You're having an enhanced gunpowder, short fuse, popping corn, alchemist cookbook in this boss fight? Yeah, no, don't mind if I do. It makes us incredibly, incredibly powerful, to the point where I don't have to care about the orbs in my deck. I'm literally shooting terribles, doesn't matter. I would appreciate one more bomb, but then I guess the fight would end and I wouldn't be able to collect any more gold, so let's just try and make sure to grab that one last bit of gold there, shall we? Good stuff. 144 gold a bulb. There's no world where I shouldn't take this bulb, and I should upgrade it as well. Removes a now extremely high value gifts that keep giving. Well, well, well. We don't want either of the other ones because our game plan is pretty clear. If I can do some variants of this game plan, I would, but I don't know if I'm going to be given that opportunity. Maybe delay on those bombs a bit, eh? Because I want 60 gold in the stores for removals. And there are 2 stores, 2 elites, and they're later as well, which is interesting. I would have appreciated if one of the stores was delayed, but certainly having early elites can just end a run, especially if you're focused more on AoE power, because Demon Wall is an absolutely brutal fight to get as an early elite. Absolutely brutal. It has ended many of my runs, and it will continue to do so. There's just a lot of health to deal with, and if you don't have scaling, and your boss passive is perhaps subpar, or you know, some boss passives just have bad matchups into them, yeah, you'll be in a rough spot. Very rough spot. Maybe I should have played for navigation inflation a bit more. With my navigation mattering though, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that. Both make sense to me. But if you misnavigate off of the navigation inflation shot, then it's like all for naught pretty much, right? Because then you get literally 1 store, which yeah, I guess you'll still have enough gold for that 1 store. But a double store for double options, double removals. It sounds pretty damn amazing, doesn't it? I'll go sand arrows. I won't go sand arrows. I would have loved to fight there. Stock up my gold a little bit more. Right, this is a good fight for us. So nice that we're just at full health as well. It's just crazy. Man, I really thought that I'd lose my first run, but it looks like things have gone pretty well. And like you can see why I wanted the short fuse immediately, especially over the round guard and the debuffed deeply distractor. Because both of them would have been very poor here, whereas short fuse has been as strong as it can possibly be. It basically isn't a scenario where it would be stronger pretty much, like that's just how crazy it's been here. Yeah, I'll just walk into the store with 180 gold, I think. I think expecting anything more is asking a bit too much, and honestly 180 gold looks like it's slightly more than I'll get as well. Oh well, 70 will do because I get to save the gold for later. And yes, I could push myself to 180 there with the stuff on the board, but it's not worth it. I think we just do this, move along. Yep. Second store will still get a ton of value. I don't need Dodgy Dagger this run, I just don't. It's quite good, it's an amazing relic, and it's actually pretty solid with like the vitamin C plus distraction reaction we have. But I don't need it because I've got good enough game plan, especially if I find like a shock absorber. That way I'll have all the damage I need of the physical variety. Because currently my AoE damage is amazing, but my single target damage could be improved. And if you want good single target damage on roundrel, look no further than Dodgy Dagger a lot of the time. It's very, very good. And honestly, none of these relics are doing anything for me either. That was the only one, and pushing me up to grab an extra fight. Yeah, I mean, free value, right? Free value. Some of the Area 2 fights can be pretty annoying, but looks like we were not cursed. So it should be a pretty fun one, especially with our Bob next shot. I do want to get in, I think. Looking good. Wait, no movement delayed the spawn. Is that good or bad? Would be good if I hit my bomb, I think. Like that. 200 damage. If you can get a crit or another bomb, you have it. If not, you don't. A dodge? No dodge, sure. Let's just simplify things, shall we? Create some bombs, because bombs are a great way to get my navigation inflation value later. They proc that many pegs. Yep, plus 12 gold. I would have loved a bit more because this is still just 2 passives and a remove, but look at these passives, eh? Look at these passives. I need the remove, but I'll be shooting my bubble. Decoy orb before shooting my bubble is amazing. And then I'm left sitting at, I guess I don't need complex or grubby gloves. So it's unicorn horn or flaunty. Both are great. I like both a lot here. Targeting is very useful, especially for Flation actually. If I get like a super boost later on. Oh, that does sound nice. Whereas flaunty is also really nice. I'll just take the unicorn horn. I think both will give me good value, but I think the high roll off of the passive I took is just maybe slightly better. It's also just a nice passive to have. Allows you to pull off a lot of cool shots on map, which close out the fights 1 or 2 turns sooner. Makes a massive deal. I really need to open up my navigation this way, so just gotta make sure a bit, eh? A few more bombs are required. Ooh, nice dodge. Gotta appreciate that, eh? Really good stuff here. Very pleased with that amount of gold. I just want as much gold as possible just to get slightly more value off of my sprouting Splash Claw. It's worth a thought, eh? And so that's what I gave it. A thought. This is not the run for it, though. Oh my. It hurt how much I wanted removal, so it gave me basically the best event in the game. That is an intentional oboe. If ever there was a passive that basically guaranteed my win, that could honestly be it. We'll just grab our free relic there. I believe we could have grabbed it later, but not too much point. I want to make sure that I'm walking by these elites unscathed, and grabbing it immediately is the best way to do so. I guess I'm not the best situated for the elites, as I mentioned, but I believe I can kind of just bomb spam these guys down and that'll be fine. I have oboe decreasing the damage I take, I have popping corn healing me up. I do not have the scaling that I would like. I really don't. But I'm not sure how much I need it, because my damage level is just pretty high. Pretty impressive, and that is perfect. Yep, even with my Bob, it's just high. Great stuff, let's just grab the refresh. Our Alchemist Cookbook is definitely just giving us enough value. Yeah, let's do it. Get so much damage, I don't need to shoot the Bob. Shoot an orb with it, which actually has normal damage. And I did get the Shock Absorber I mentioned. Shock Absorber is beyond insane here. I have, what's it called, and no more question marks, so the upgrades on this orb is useless currently, but oh my. Well, we are in a very, very good spot currently. It's kind of crazy how well things have been lining up. Actually, let's just quickly, that's the seed, because apparently the seed is just ridiculous. If this was Cruci 20, which I was also considering playing, it would be in an equally strong spot. Now there's literally 2 things I want to see. Either increased refresh sources, oh that was a lot of damage, or try and switch to bomb debuff stuff, which is but a pipe dream. I'm not going to find the stuff for it, whereas extra refresh sources would just be amazing, and they would absolutely ensure the win here. Although, like a bomb bullet or a bomb baton, those would also not go unnoticed. I would appreciate those a lot. That was a lot of damage. This Shock Absorber thing's pretty good, huh? Pretty damn good indeed. Why was it kill though? I didn't actually notice how much damage it was at the end, but I didn't think it was a kill. I'm not surprised that it got enough damage to kill, but I thought I saw like 600 on it. And I got slightly more than 600, eh? Oh, well, yeah. Refreshive is the best refresh passive I could have gotten, pretty much. Really good. I think it's better than Peg Bag, but I'm not fully sure. If I get Recon, it definitely is. Recon plus Refreshive is an insane combo. Oh, alright. Okay. Yep. I've gotten a few bad relics this run, but the quality of my relics has been out of this world. Like, just fully out of this world. You know what, I want to do this. I want to kill this guy. Then kill the next guy. Just to fully flex on this boss, honestly. It's like, sure, winning against Demon Wall, not too hard. Pretty easy to pull off, right? A lot of builds are able to do it. but going out of your way to kill both of the summons first, then smash him with a massive shock absorber shot on shot 3, which gets like the kill. Yeah, not many builds can do that. Oh, that was awesome. A casual 1400 damage. With no multipliers as well. I don't have a single multiplier. That's just pure raw bomb value. Alright, so we have Sapper Sack. It's insane here, and realistically I should take Focused Blast. Such a shame. What has got him agreed? Fine, it's fine. Sapper Sack. Honestly, I guess I should just be responsible. Like, realistic. No, let's just win with this build. Focus Blast does sound kind of funny. No, let's just win with this build. We've got an insane build here. We don't need no more boss passives. The Gifts to Keep Giving is really nice build, honestly. It definitely can be detrimental. Definitely can be, but not for this build. We really appreciate the Gifts to Keep Giving. Works out splendidly here. Just a bit of a shame we didn't get like Pierce, honestly. I was actually really hoping to get Pierce just because that's a very fun variant of the build. It's not technically a good idea to do it, but it's fun. So I wanted to do it. Only one bomb? That's fine. We do have decoy orb, so we don't have to worry about him slapping me. Yeah, this is just such a crazy build, isn't it? I was really hoping that double store later if I want. Pretty hard to line up though, and if I don't do double store, re-navigation there is best, I guess. We'll do double store. Grab a bit of gold. This is what Unicorn Horn's good for, eh? Just a solid plus 24 gold. Nothing too much, but everything adds up. Man, safety pegulations. You shouldn't have, really. Bam. The entire board disappears. Magic. And then my next shot is a Shock Absorber shot, like, wow. This is just so crazy. Shock Absorber is a really good orb. It's a really, really good orb. So I'll just run through that process for a bit because it is insane, and a lot of the time I feel like you should be picking up Shock Absorber. So obviously we had a lot of extra bomb relics here, which is why it's so amazing. Bombula is just, Bob Orb is just a really, really good orb. You're going to be picking it up a lot of the time. As such, Shock Absorber is increased in value. Shock Absorber's damage baseline for most maps is going to be decent. Not amazing, but decent. There are some maps like Demon Wall, for example, though, where just adding a Shock Absorber to your deck can just get you a win on that fight. God. And then not only that, but if you pick up a Shock Absorber, you now have an orb which has very decent single target damage potential. And a lot of maps, that'll be very appreciated because maybe you don't have another source available to you, right? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But then to top it off, and the main reason why I really like it, there are so many relics that are so good with it. Obviously for orbs you have Collidable Damage and Bob Orb, which Collidable Damage does become noticeably better. Both of which are just ridiculous, and anytime you can have them in your deck with a Shock Absorber, you totally should. But it also allows you to pick up Sapper Sack really easily. And Sapper Sack is one of the best boss relics in the game. If you can pick up a Sapper Sack and know that you will live, it is quite possibly the best boss relic in the game. Because it solves so many Area 2 fights, still very decent in Area 3 fights, although being last year is a bit unfortunate. And if you find passive synergies for it, and like orb synergies with like Shock Absorber, it can absolutely just let you run away with the game. Perfect. We are gonna lose a bit of health here, but that's just acceptable. Not exactly too much of a shock. Nice. Keep it going. Bob is great. Now Shock Absorber has enough damage, right? No, it doesn't because it didn't hit any pegs. But also, even if you just pick it up and you don't hit any high roll for it, you don't get Sapper Sack, you don't get your Bombulets, you don't get your Bob Orbs, you don't get your other passives. There's a lot of high roll opportunities for it. Even if you get absolutely none of that, you take it and you walk into it with walk into Area 3 with it, and you're just taking like 20 to 40 less damage, depending on whether or not you're shooting it, because there are Rig Bomb maps in Area 3 and they drain a lot of health from you. Or Powder Collector, don't mind if I do, sure I guess. This one has just been completely ridiculous. So it saves you health, which is amazing because it's a high roll scaling tool which comes with the prospects of amazing AoE powers, as well as big single target damage. So the fact that we're picking up this orb and it's doing this much is just ridiculous. It's going to be amazing in so many different spots. Like, look, just one-shotting that enemy, for example. First shot, it hasn't probably had time to scale up, but you know that is definitely more so due to how our passives has ended up this run, because it's crazy just how good our passives have been. Like, I actually can't describe just how insane it's been. Probably should have shot. Delaying the fight's fine. Clearing out some more pegs, even though I'm not getting navigation flash in value. Therefore, in case you haven't noticed my gold amount, I don't exactly need any more value. A big part of the reason why I wanted to go to double store, by the way, double remove. Really wanted that. Because once my deck is only Shock Absorber plus Bombulet, I'm in such an insane spot. Yes, I can't get Round Guard this run, which does suck, but I have Decoy Orb at least. And most fights shouldn't go past the 4th turn. Do I get the bombs down the bottom here? Perfect. So, such a ridiculous level of damage here then. Bam. Just a casual 12,000 damage. Like, sure, don't mind if I do. Yeah, so I would recommend picking up Shock Absorber pretty much all the time you see it. Just a really good orb. Unless you've already got a game plan which supersedes it, which it's very possible to have, you know. There are a lot of great game plans in Peglin. Which of course, you know, then skipping it is definitely fine, but a lot of the time, it will be worth it. A lot of the time. We do have a collateral damage here, which definitely at least mildly tempting, right? I did get the reduce. Unfortunately, a bit later than I would have liked. Refresher course is neat. Pocket Sand, whatever. Special button, actually really nice to see, because I've got some crit-based synergies with Vitamin C, Beluga Boots. So Collateral's really good. Fighting Coin Dragon. Actually, it's, you know, it's just really good here. I'll take it, grab a tiny bit of max HP. It just scales my Shock Absorber twice as fast. Because I'm this tanky, I just can take it simply. That's just nice. Mask of Joy, just for the extra Illusion gains, I guess it's passable. If fight has a go down. I'll just discard your card for a second, because that would have been splendid. Some extra healing, useless. Extra max HP, nice. Mask of Joy, not the craziest. Don't have super boots, not interested in doubling my damage. And I'm obviously not interested in investing. Shame it wasn't a reshuffle. That would have been fun. I've already got my one reshuffle for this run though, I suppose. Would be pretty sick. Yeah, I'm fine to just shoot my collateral. Yeah, it does self-damage, but who really cares? I'm just going to heal a little up anyway. And it definitely does noticeably increase the damage of my Shock Absorber. 33-39. Quite noticeable way. Let's get you maxed out real quick. Perfect. Collateral damage is also an orb that is pretty amazing in Area 3, but definitely not as much as Sapersack and... Alright, of course we got that much money. But that was such a ridiculous level of money we got there. Reduced navigation, short fuse, enhanced. It's just so good. I don't want to shoot Shock Absorber shot 1. Instead I'll shoot 1 Collateral and 1 Shock Absorber. And then we'll witness just how much damage I've got scaled. Because it's going to be beyond ridiculous with how much I've got. Like, I'm going to hit so many rigged bombs in this first shot that I'm actually mildly scared of how much health loss I'm going to lose. I'm of course fine because I only take 3 damage from the rigged bombs, which is pretty small, but it's still 3 damage. If we just dropped a solid 30 health there, you know. Pretty solid. I'm a bit worried. I want to shoot the Shock Absorber though. Alright, I guess I'll shoot another Collateral, sure. Yeah. Alright, so after 2 collateral damage shots, we have a 64-62 in our deck. That sounds pretty solid, because I'm proccing the entire board whenever I shoot this, 64-64. And it's not a 64-64 anymore, it's an 80-80. The Queen Dragon just doesn't stand a chance. And meanwhile I had 4 Mist Circles, 6 Finesse, which a lot of the time, with any comp that you have this much proccing for, that would be enough damage to just win. You know, that's the power of like Molliflower plus Refresher Course scaling. Both are great, both are especially amazing when you have a Mask of Joy. Yeah, so I kind of have no words for the start of this run, to be honest. Insane Relic, very solid Relic. There were a lot of builds where I would have been really happy with the Vitamin C. Quite a few builds where Vitamin C would have just been made me unkillable pretty much. And for runs that weren't those, which was this run, I'm just going to get decent value out of Vitamin C. I could probably save me a solid like 10 health in every area kind of thing, which doesn't sound like much because it's not, but it's like plus 30 health. And that's for, yet again, it's another like high roll relic, right? Where it can give us so much value if we find out the right pieces for it. Yeah, but short fuse, completely ridiculous. Alchemist Cookbook, also ridiculous. Enhanced, also insane. Popping Corn, also insane. And then I guess, I mean, Collusion is Collusion. I mean, we saved a good 50... Yeah, basically like 50 gold or something. Basically nothing, but if you save 50 gold after buying a Collusion Detection, that's the Collusion Detection you paid for. Like, you know. It's nice to have, though. It's nice to have. There are definitely some outward scenarios where you're definitely just going to appreciate having the collusion quite a bit. But yeah, also finding the healing plus navigation inflation in that store, that was really nice. This map was really interesting for areas 1, 2, and 3. A lot of stores and a lot of elites. It's just the stores were at pretty weird placements. I still managed to get really good value from all of my stores though. Like, it didn't really feel like I was passing too much in stores that I cared for. I think like the a few things that I had to skip but would have enjoyed was like sand arrows, which was the that wasn't in a store, but I would have enjoyed that one. And there was also one other one, the one that I took the unicorn horn for. I don't actually recall exactly what it was, but that one I also would have appreciated. But then like gifts to keep giving, especially since we already had the Bob, was just a great first relic. As it turned out, it was absolutely incredible that run. One of the best first relics we could have gotten. But sometimes it can be negative for the run, so a bit tough to tell that. The sprouting was great. We got a whole bunch of gold off of that in area 2. I think that first store was actually really nice to see, honestly. Just one remove, one sprouting, and then move along. Because then I get to ramp up my gold in the question mark and just enter the next store with a bit more gold. And that worked out great because I got a bit more gold, re-navigation into a fight, which gave me a bit more gold. Then suddenly I could buy 2 relics and a remove, which was nice because I definitely appreciated having that decoy orb. Got so much value out of this run because I knew the second I had the shock absorber plus bombula in my bob in my deck with this much of a bomb focus that I would want to have as small as deck as possible. So I just prioritized as many stores as I could, and then I also got pretty lucky with some of my remove events. Getting the remove one to upgrade one. Oh my god, I got really lucky with my remove events, didn't I? Didn't buy any in area 1. And I bought 4 in area 2 and 3 combined. And I just got 2 remove events, which one of them was, I love that event so much. It's like the most satisfying event to get in the game, as well as I do like to call it the best event in the game. Technically, the best event in the game is an event that gives you the relic that you're looking for, or maybe an orb that you're looking for. But pretty consistently for any single build, being able to just remove an orb and upgrade an orb, yeah, no, that is ridiculous. That's such a good swing, and a lot of the time, especially in area 1, like even just having the tempo of like a level 2 pebble, that can just save you a Minotaur hit. Minotaurs hit hard, really, really hard. But yeah, we just kind of hit all of the bomb focus things. I didn't manage to get bomb supply blind or spinfaction, which would have been sick. If I'd gotten either of them, then obviously other doors are opened up. Debuff distractor would have been amazing, or a decoy distractor. But obviously I turned that down initially, as well as any kind of debuff amplification tool. Suddenly, like if you're chucking like 20 bombs, let's say, and your bombs are applying 1 additional spinfection because that's not hard, so they're applying 2 spinfection each. That's 400 damage in a turn. That can melt through single target enemies really easily. Like you can just focus fully on a bomb focus game plan, not have to take the shock absorber, which was completely ridiculous here. Because sometimes you won't see shock absorber. I feel like I see it a lot of the time though, and that spinfection will just finish out any fight. Like as long as you've got the health tools to survive, which if you've got that build, you're probably pressing the heal button. If you don't have the health tools to survive, then you'll be perfectly fine. And very clearly, we had the health tools to survive this run. Popping Horn is like the best healing relic in the game, and I think Intentional Over, it's probably fair to say that it's the best damage mitigation tool in the game. Just because Sash, it gets a bit iffy about how you proc it.